special catchy jingle. From the city till I ecstatically to red. Live that S-I-N-Y. Time trips on the mind. Great vibes too strong, he's in the top to life. Live that S-I-N-Y. From the city to the
Hey, welcome back, welcome back.
Yeah, man, it's all one love and always a pleasure to be here in S-I-N. Live that S-I-N-Y, you know?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. And what a special day. Premiere of our new opening and new theme song that we got going on.
Yeah, man, sounds great.
Oh,
Sounds great.
yes,
I've never
yes,
heard
yes.
it before. Sounds magnificent.
And since this is Women Month, we're going to dedicate that to the ladies also.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Because awfully, most time the women are excluded and they are the power, not
Right,
the man.
right.
Yeah, and every great man is a greater woman.
Right,
That never get exposed in a patriarchal society. But we are from the matriarchal, we believe in the balance. Like King Selassie's Majesty, he walked side and side with his queen. They were coronated at the same time. And that's a symbol of matriarchal that we should all follow. Give the woman respect
right. And loyalty.
and
Right.
loyalty and
know,
gratitude and
Right,
honor.
right. And appreciation and, not entitlement, okay? I see it goes both ways. Sometimes, that goes on and it don't come across the right way because who wants to be used? Either or, you know what I'm saying? But when
True
it
that.
comes to our queens, okay, we have to hold them on a higher pedestal.
Yeah, because what modern man has done, flipped the construct, ancient construct was heaven was known as the womb of an impregnated female. So you were birthed from the womb of the female, from mother's womb to Mother Earth.
Right,
The concept was man, woman, and child. Modern man flipped it with his ghost spell and said Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. All that is bumbleclot nonsense.
right.
And that's the confusion, putting the woman down.
And you see, it got around fast in them days. Imagine how faster it gets around when they put the confusion out there, okay, and change the whole narrative to what they want to change it
Well,
to.
we live in a patriarchal society where it's all man, 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 and always down in the woman. But behind every great man is a greater woman,
Right.
you know? And the
And in
woman
front of them,
and the
'cause
story need to be told. The ancient concept was goddess, because when they said no man have seen God, no man have seen the goddess, because the central spiritual sun in ancient times is known as the mother sun. That's why in the eclipse you cannot look, because you're looking at the original entity. In ancient time they call her Hathor, and the seven suns.
Right.
And when it came to the lunar time, it shifted. But when we came to the solar time in 4480 BC, it became man, 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 putting the woman down. So we went from a matriarchal to a patriarchal, 4480 BC, when the world went into a paradigm shift.
Right. And in
When
modern
the
time,
major ice age ended, by the way.
right, and in 2026, okay, I said we have to put them in front of us too because
Yes.
they give birth to us.
Right? The woman is a nurturer. You don't say Father Earth, you say Mother Earth,
Right,
the nurturer.
right. But in modern days, they feel a robot can carry a baby.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I say, welcome to the 21st century, where man gone crazy.
right, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what you got new going on? You know?
Well, I love to give a tribute to the great women of the world that I most of the time never spoken about. And
Right.
I'm gonna go back to Queen Nzinga of Angola. I call all these women goddess queens. So Queen Nzinga of Angola, Queen Nanny of Jamaica, my mother Queen Carmen Adina Livingstone, my mother,
Right,
Harriet Tubman, Fannie Lou Hamer, Amy J. Garvey, the wife of Marcus Garvey, Coretta King, the wife of Dr. King, Shabazz,
Betty, right.
Betty Shabazz, the wife of Malcolm X, and you name it. They have always put the woman back, but we must pick up the truth and let them know somebody like Fannie Lou Hamer. She was so deep, they had to they had to silence her. Because at one point she was so popular that the president, they called a press conference in the White House to shut her down in Mississippi, so no one could see her as a teenager growing up. Then what they did to her to try and shut her up, they gave her a hysterectomy without she asking for it. So all those atrocities, we must apologize to the great woman, Winnie Mandela, Jacqueline Onassis Kennedy,
Right.
Rosalind Carter, Michelle Obama, Eleanor Roosevelt. All these women stood behind the presidents and did a good job. Not to mention Indira Gandhi,
Right.
right? Sojourner Truth, Fannie Lou Hamer, Harriet Tubman, Angela Davis, Eleanor Roosevelt, Michelle Obama, Shirley Chisholm, Winnie Mandela, Queen Nzinga, Queen Nanny, Jacqueline Kennedy, Indira Gandhi, Coretta Skin, Amy Jakes Garvey, and Betty Shabazz. All these women never get the limelight they should,
McLeod
and they were
Bethune.
behind these great men. So aren't they greater? I think
Right,
so.
right. One more to include Mary McLeod Bethune.
Mary McLeod Bethune, of course.
Right.
Respect, of
Right.
course.
Right.
have to
She
mention
was
all
out.
these
She was
women.
out there. She was on committees. She was favored by the Roosevelts.
Right. It's so many. And for
Right.
those great women that I did not mention today, please research and find them and share them that we need to know. It's time we bring the system back to a matriarchal balance. It's not man, man, man. It's man, woman, and child. Woman, man, and child. In ancient time, the woman came before the man, but in modern time, they flipped it. But we now must correct the script.
Right. I mean, if they look at the logic, they can see we never could come before them.
Right.
And then it makes you question the Bible because,
Well, that's why they play the game. Like it says, the womb of an impregnated woman was referred to as heaven. And the breast where the baby get the milk from, that's the queen nurturing the baby, was called the pillars of heaven,
right,
right? So the only heaven you'll ever know is the one that you were birthed from, or only heaven you ever know is when you're in a great state of mind, or when you're having an orgasm.
okay. Right. Seventh heaven.
That's right. That's right. You're in Deep Space Nine.
Right. The one from Jamaica.
Queen Nanny.
All right. Do you have a little biography? or
Okay, Queen Nanny. The Maroons, by the way, the word Maroons means mountain people. So just like they actually in Jamaica they were called Moors.
Right.
Just like in America they say Cherokee, that's not the right word. The right word is Kitiwa. The word Cherokee means mountain people. So they always relabel us so we do not know the true knowledge. But Queen Nanny says, I did not come to Jamaica as a slave, I came here to free slaves. And in Jamaica, we defeated the British Empire twice. Then they came with a trick treaty that they call a peace treaty. And Queen Nanny did not like it, so she walked 150 miles from Portland to a compound in Trelawney to Cudjoe, who says, do not sign that trick treaty. But I don't know what duress he was under. He signed the trick treaty. Immediately after he signed it, they abducted, kidnapped, and exiled us to Halifax, Nova Scotia. And in that process in Halifax, Nova Scotia, they put us here to perish in the cold. But our ingenuity and our innovative skills made us invent ice hockey. Yes, we did it. We, the Moorish people from Jamaica, did that in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
So Queen Nanny, legend, will never die.
Right. And I'm
And
pretty
she's
sure.
the greatest queen ever in Jamaica, or the only queen Jamaica ever had. Because we do not believe in colonialism. No.
Right. And I never knew if y'all had a queen over there.
Yes,
You know?
Queen Nanny, the Moorish queen of Jamaica. She not just went to Jamaica, she toured Panama, the whole Caribbean. Her job was to free slaves. The Moors were here long before. And they said, and in history books they tell us that the Moors were runaway slaves. That's a lie, because the Moors beat the Spaniards, kicked them out of Jamaica, and then the Moors beat the British twice. So how could they be slaves? Where would they get that artillery and skill to beat the colonial empires? We must rewrite the history books.
Oh,
Give
yeah.
the woman the credit, Queen Nanny.
Right.
One love the Queen Nanny.
Right. You know, it's true. It's true. The Christopher Columbus stuff. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
It's all fairy tales.
Right.
All fairy tales.
And I was just telling somebody that you used to have to go to college to get the knowledge, but I haven't been in college since probably the 90s. I don't even know if their books and stuff is even up to date, accurate, like they used to be, because the patriarch society.
So what I've done over the years, I've gradually hid all the history books. So we must seek, because nothing is new. It's just like artificial intelligence is the biggest lie ever told. It's ancestral intelligence that they copied from the tablets and the books. By the way, Alexander the so-called Great did not burn the books. All the books from Alexandria, the Temple of Komombo, the Temple of Isis, the Temple of Dendera, Temple of Timbuktu were taken to the Vatican. And that's where they have all this so-called artificial intelligence. It's nothing new. We don't have to do what they do. We can go find the old ancient stuff. Nothing is new. Nothing is new. Nothing is new.
And then we seem like we advanced, but we're really not that advanced to.
Well, colonialism
Right.
is the most deceptive tool man ever used, because it divides and conquered. In the apartheid system, they used the color code people, because when the slavery was so-called ended in America, they realized that the Irish and the Africans were close. So they say we have to separate them. So we call one set white, one set black. Prior to 1862, it was illegal to call somebody black or white. That did not exist, because it existed, but it was outlawed. Because when Abraham Lincoln was a young lawyer in southern Illinois, he had to defend this guy called Dungy, because his brother-in-law kept calling him black and Negro. And Abraham Lincoln said to the judge, "Your Honor, he's neither black nor Negro. He probably is a Moor," and he won the lawsuit. But Abraham Lincoln's successor, Andrew Johnson, is the one who flipped the script, because he was a racist Ku Klux Klan that became the vice president. And they realized that when Abraham Lincoln said, "You know, I want to send all ex-slaves back to Liberia and Haiti," the status quo said no. Then they came up with the 40 acres and the mule. And it was a bill. So they had an experiment in Charleston, South Carolina, where they gave 13 ex-slaves the 40 acres and a mule. Right? Then the bill did not become law at the time. So for the second term, they say, Abraham, to be president again, we have to select someone from the South. And they brought him Andrew Johnson. So 1 year into the presidency, Andrew Johnson and the conspirators sniped Abraham Lincoln, and the first thing they did was go to Charleston, South Carolina, and take back the reparation and kill the reparation bill, so it never became law. And this is documented, by the way.
Right. You know, my family is from Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, and we use the Cherokee native, but you said it's Chickasaw?
The Cherokee, the right word is Kitiwa.
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 Right,
Kitiwa.
right. So,
Yes.
shout out to the Richburg family. We have a reservation over there, so this was given to us from South Carolina. So they did try to correct it with some people, but like you said, they took it away from everybody else.
Well, that's how they do it, because they always hide the facts. Because I'm going back to South Africa. The real revolutionary was not Nelson Mandela. The real revolutionary was Winnie Mandela. Because while they had her husband in jail going through psychological intervention, Winnie is who kept the revolution alive. It was Winnie Mandela, Winnie everywhere. Amandla Aweto, Winnie Mandela.
Right.
Big up to Winnie Mandela. Big up to all great women in this Women's History Month.
Yes. Including the ones that we lost that's not here now,
Right.
you know. And won't say future because they're doing what they got to do now in this world. So the younger women that's coming up, you know. Hope they get inspired by some of the stories that we're sharing with them today of these.
Yeah, see, the problem is in this world, you cannot know and believe the same thing at the same time. And most of us, we believe. We believe, you go in the Oxford Dictionary, means line. You have to know. Like say, knowledge is knowing the ledge. Say, don't push me. I'm too close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Of course you're going to lose your head because you believe what they told you. You have to know.
Right.
And know comes from within.
Right. And what that brings...
Seeking from within to find the truths.
Right, and brings confidence.
Right, and the truth will come to you whether in some books or natural dimensional galaxies, whatever.
Well, this right here, you know.
Right.
Us, you know, educating or just families passing down the stories from generation to generation.
Right.
People don't understand how hard it was back in the days compared to now. You understand what I'm saying?
Of course, because what Sojourner Truth did, what Harriet Tubman did,
Right.
Wow.
Right.
It's phenomenal what they did.
Right. And
And
they snuck in the army. Okay.
Yes.
Where you got people running to Canada so they don't gotta go to war.
Right.
They snuck in the army, okay, and sometimes had to portray men, okay, cover up everything, but they were much needed because they healed them. They were nurses. They they was on the front line. A lot of them
and
also.
they understood the struggle because they know that the power that holds us down is not divine. The power that holds us down is human. And it has been recognized that whatever man has done, man can do because the whole world is running bluff. So man, no nation has any divine right to take advantage of others. So people like Harriet Tubman and Sojourner Truth and Fannie Lou Hamer, they did not bow because they knew that ambition is the desire to go forward, not backwards.
Right.
So their philosophy was forward ever, onward forever, and that's what they did.
Right. And their legacy is still here.
It's still here, but
right.
it's not taught in the history lessons as it should.
Oh, they've been trying to, remember, it's the underground,
Yeah.
so they've been trying to bury it
Yes.
under there, okay,
Yeah.
and build on top of it, and all of them heirlooms, all under the Barclays Arena, all under the Brooklyn Navy Yard,
Right.
the 26th Federal Plaza, where they have the African burial grounds at.
There you
all
go.
Right, all over that lower Manhattan area
Yeah,
there.
and that's how they do it because right where the Barclays Stadium is, that was a flourishing African American neighborhood way back when, from Prospect Park all the way to the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah.
And to see that they come in to build the Barclays Stadium, a replica of a slave ship,
Yes.
is a disgrace in our community.
Yes.
Take a look, people. When you look at the Barclays Stadium, you're seeing example of a slave ship. And who was Barclays Bank? Barclays Bank, who was the bank that financed the slave trade in England in 1617. Because when George III married his wife, Princess Caroline, an African queen
Right.
from Portugal, England was banned from the European Union for 150 years. So in 1611, England was entered into the European Union, and during that time they were doing piracy. So this time now, in 1617, they decided to get ships from Liverpool, first slave ships. And do you know the name of the slave ship? SS Jesus. SS Jesus was the name of the first slave ship that left England to the Africas. Wake up, people, wake up. We've been sleeping. We've been under ghost spells for too long. Too long.
Right, and even not being under the ghost spell, because I'm going to let them in on a little secret. I was one of the founding members of the Black Defense League, and I served the Barclays, their paper, for a lawsuit. Okay, $5 billion lawsuit to put Harriet Tubman's name on that arena.
Okay. When Clive James was the councilman.
Right.
That they assassinated in City Hall. And incidentally, Clive James, every homicide there was no investigation done, and every homicide always have an investigation done. And for Clive Davis, there was none.
Right.
There was no grand jury investigation.
And then they totally destroyed
And all
his-
Clive Davis wanted was to a fear to balance inequity, disparity, and inequality, because that's in the gentrification process. That's what was done. Because going back to gentrification, in 1969, 13 African American anthropologists met in Ohio, and they said by the year 2000, the whole America was going to flip. And I watched Brooklyn change. I watched everywhere change. We don't mind changes, but you must eliminate inequities, disparities, and inequalities. That's the problem.
Right.
That's the big problem in this world.
Right. As nobody's equal as, we talk about it a lot here. Even 20 years ago, 30 years ago, there was a middle class. So you felt like somebody. You understand what I'm saying? You might not have millions, but you was good, okay? You had your car, you had your job, okay? You was able to go on vacation. You was able to live a life. Now, they knocked that out.
And you're so right, because in the 70s and 80s, people were happy.
Yes.
People were in college. They had top, they had BOG, they had money. They were
Right.
going to school, getting their profession, and they had money to circulate to keep the community flowing. But it's not like that anymore. The communities have changed.
Right.
Changed drastically.
Right. And it's either we try to bring some of this stuff back, you know what I'm saying, and heal some of these wounds and patch up some of these wounds, or we just cut off these limbs, you understand what I'm saying, and amputate these things, and then we deal with the consequences that come with it. Everything you see now, okay?
And that's why I say Afrocentricity is a master key in this society. For the liberation of the African nations, the original creations, Afrocentricity is liberty, so let's unite and stride in our community. Eurocentricity is not for we, so let's eradicate and liberate with the Afrocentric mentality. Afrocentricity is for we. Afrocentricity is identity. Afrocentricity for set we free. We have lost it. We must regain our identity from the doldrums of colonialism and sterilize.
All right, people don't understand. They don't know that type of energy and that type of feeling when you have love for yourself and your people and your ancestors. And you know what I'm saying? That's what you hold on your heart, okay? Now it's just keeping up with the Joneses. It's trying to be everybody else except for who you are.
Well, we have to realize to be free, you must love freedom.
Right.
To be free, you must love freedom.
They taking notes. You know what I'm saying? They definitely taking notes. You was around when the Black Panthers and stuff started, so.
I'm aware, I was around.
Right. Just give us a little synopsis of those times, because people hear the bad part of the Black Panthers, but they don't know what their original mission was.
Well, the purpose of the Black Panthers was about community.
Right.
Because what you call socialism is social living.
Right.
What you call communism is communal living. So when you combine the two, it's about community. And that's what the Black Panthers were about. They're the first one that started food pantries in America. And this was about equal rights and justice. So that was the purpose of the Panthers. And the thing that they tell us about the Panthers is lies. Because Everett Cleaver was great. So many. Everett Cleaver.
Even the leader that they sent to jail,
Huey Newton.
right, that went and got his degrees and stuff, you know what I'm saying, and changed his whole life completely.
Stokely Carmichael,
Yes.
also known as Kwame Ture, who was married to Miriam Makeba, another great woman that no one talks about.
We used to hear a lot
Miriam
about
Makeba.
Right. We heard a lot in
Yes.
the 80s about her.
Yes. Angela Davis, whoa!
Right.
Angela Davis. Professor Davis, one love. I know you're in California somewhere. One love, big up.
And the most popular one of all, she went to Cuba, She recently
Yeah,
passed away.
Shakur, Assata Shakur.
Right.
Yes, they did. Just like they assassinated. Who got 99 bullets? Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton.
99 bullets.
99 bullets. You see, America is still the same. Look what they're doing now. Look at the history books. Can you find them in the schools? No.
Oh, you don't even want to know the books they're reading to these kids in school, you know. That was one of the inspirations for me to start writing books and become an author.
Well, that was the whole concept of Bart Simpson. Because Bart Simpson tell you straight up, I am an underachiever. And my job is, that's my job.
Right. Disrespectful, go
And
have
it
a
works.
cow.
Yeah,
go,
Bart
right.
Simpson was designed to distract and change our liberty. And now I see, I don't know how many of you saw the movie Avatar, which the word avatar means I am an exalted being that has prolonged beyond the necessity of human rebirth. In other words, I don't need your colonial stories. I can go deep and find the truth. So in the Avatar movie, they had a woman, highly melanated, looking strange with excessive eyelashes, fake hair, colorful and all that stuff. And behold, now I see the same thing in the streets of Brooklyn. I said, what's going on? We are losing it.
Right.
We're losing it. We're losing it. We're losing it.
I mean, if you pay attention, they do this stuff in our face because
It's subliminal, yeah.
our attention span is not where it used to be. Look at Lion King. All the lions speak American. All the monkeys speak African. You understand what I'm saying?
Simba. I know.
Right. Look at that right there.
Yeah, I understand what they do. Well, it's always like that, you know, because when they invented high school in America, they say we must teach and only teach them but so much. And
Right.
that's
Teach
documented.
them to become a drone worker.
Yes.
To go into the workforce
Yes.
for us, and then we slave them in the workforce and get them sick, and then they need the medication.
Yes.
Okay, and this is where the medicine comes in, and then the end result is the insurance company who get paid off of everything.
Well,
You know,
that's the game that they play.
yeah, you
And
know.
it does never stop. It's all about psychological intervention to control,
Right.
and it works.
And it takes away from the individuality. It takes away from, you know, the entrepreneurial and the inventing. You know what I'm saying? And you know, just
Well,
wanting to
well.
improve things and just see things from different. Like you're not going to see the same thing as I'm going to see when I look at certain situations. Just like if you look at a painting, we're not going to get the same impression from that painting.
Well, that's how it works, and that's why it says, welcome to the 21st century, where mind control is the order of the day. We interrupt this SINY broadcast to bring you a special news bulletin. As a major mass media attacks liminally and subliminally with weapons of mass deception, mind control becomes a global epidemic. The colonization of mindsets has caused many sane to become insane due to the psychological intervention of misconception, mesmerization, miseducation, religion, and politics. Resistance is the key. As weapons of deception become weapons of mass destruction, that become weapons of mass destruction as intended for mass confusion. That's the whole idea, to confuse,
Right.
to control, confuse, control.
And you see what you said about resistance? What you say, resistance?
Is the key.
Okay.
So we got to read, we got to research, we got to seek knowledge. Like I said before, you cannot believe and know the same thing at the same time. Can you? Think about it.
Right. And they took that and flipped it using Star Trek, and they say resistance is futile.
That's why they control us.
Right.
By deception.
Right. What a world we live in. Did we miss any any of these great women, you know, is there anybody? I mean, of course.
It's
yes,
so many.
Right, of course.
It's so
you
many.
have.
And you have so many great women today, too. Like in the island of Barbados. You have Queen Mia Motley. She is a beacon of intelligence for the Caribbean. She speaks truths. She speaks rights. Then you have this other lady that was in the UN. I can't remember her name, from Africa. Her name, she'll be always speaking. There's so many women out there that stand up, but the major mass media, who control it, what they do? It's all technology.
Give them a sneak peek. We know a great woman. She was supposed to be here today.
Okay.
And she was given an award in Florida, so she
Okay.
had to go there. But just,
Yes.
right.
Yeah, today I'm filling in for Sharon Gordon. And she's a great woman, great entertainer, radio personality. But she had some awards. She had to go to Florida, but she'll be back. She'll be here
things,
soon.
right. Big things, big award. You
Big
know.
award. So
She
she'll be
was
here
honored.
soon.
She
Sharon
was
Gordon.
honored,
Look out
right.
for her soon and live that SINY.
Oh yeah. Can't wait till she get here. So Infinity, we getting Grammys next year?
Well, which says, no more wars, no more wars. What are we fighting for? No more wars, no more wars. We're a star that came from afar. We're a star that came from afar. We're a star that came from afar. War is homicidal. War is suicidal. War is genocidal. War depopulates. War annihilates. War devastates as life goes to waste. When all we are saying is, give peace a chance. What we are saying, give peace a chance. Because love is lovely, love is godly, love is the essence of life. Love and hate can never be friends. So make love and not war. What are we fighting for?
All right. And that's the question.
Yes.
99.9% of the time, it don't be that serious, okay? We got people killing each other over a look or over they held the door and they didn't say thank you and, you know, silly stuff. We'll say
Yes.
silly
Well,
stuff.
it's like the world is going back into the Middle Ages of feudalism, where abduction, kidnapping, and those times they had big rocks, a slingshot, boom. But now they got they got hypersonic missiles, bombs. You
Don't
name
forget
it.
the drones with the guns that
Yes.
can shoot you. You know
They
what I'm
have
saying?
they have guns that can shoot a bullet and go around a corner and hit you.
Right. Right. You see what I said about
Man gone crazy.
Yes.
Dr. Funk Instinct. Dr. Funk Instinct. Now funk and stain, I brain, I can no longer bear the pain because man mad, man gone crazy, man gone crazy. Cause seed in the clouds make them proud. I must say aloud. And seed in the clouds, what they do? They mix barium with lithium oxide.
I've been sick all of these
And
weeks.
when that
Right.
comes down, it devastates us because what the barium lithium oxide do, it ionizes the oxygen molecule of H2O. So if you take away the oxygen, what you have? Hydrogen.
And don't forget the aluminum that's messing with electricities in our body.
All
okay?
of that.
Right,
All of that.
right. You
Man
know,
gone crazy.
right.
Man gone
Because
crazy for real, me I tell you. I'm gone crazy. Them bumbleclad crazy now this time, me I tell you. Yeah.
right. And we're very valuable to them because we're 6G. You know,
Yes.
they heard about the 5G that they put out there, but we
Yeah.
are actually 6G because our composition is electricity and water.
That's
okay?
right.
And electricity and water don't go together nowhere else besides in our bodies.
They know
okay?
that. They know the power of melanin.
Some know, some don't
Well.
know, you know. Some stand in front of the sun, okay, and it's issues, okay? And then some stand in front of the sun and they receive vitamins and, you know what I'm saying, recharge, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm a sun person.
Okay.
Right.
Because
Just-
see, in actuality, life began in the incubator and not the refrigerator. In other words, the Earth, the equator, is where life began all around the world. So when you migrate from the equator northwards, extreme north, extreme south, your pineal gland become calcified because you no longer have the sun to work with the pineal gland to secrete the melanin.
And that's the third eye in the back.
So you change, your complexion changes. And by the way, there is no black man, white man, yellow man, brown man on the planet. It's all apartheid. Complexion is not color. I repeat, complexion is not color. Complexions is degrees of melanin from darkest dark to lightest light.
Right.
So people, stop living in ignorance saying, I am white or I am black. It's bomberclot foolishness that.
All right, you could go get a pack of crayons, okay? You can consider yourself a crayon
Right.
if you want to choose a color.
Right. And that's one of the main division is the color coding, which is apartheid. What does apartheid do? It divides and conquer. Not just physical, but your mental. Most important, your mental state. Because you believe in their ghost spells they call gospel, which is all terror lies, deception, misconception.
And playing in our face. Like,
Right.
you mentioned the weather. People wake up, all of these centers, these media centers, these people is building. It takes a lot of power. That's a lot of heat, okay? It's going to be snowing here a few more times because they need that to run the AI. The AI cannot run without those centers. You see where they buying up all the farms, they building up them there, they're messing up the people water supply, they're messing with the people health, okay, putting this on top of them.
Right.
They're doing climate control, they're doing all of that stuff.
They did it in Vietnam, and they did it in Jamaica recently, because a hurricane is anti-gravity. Hurricane lifts. So explain to me what happened in Jamaica, in southern part of Jamaica. That was not a hurricane. That hypersonic missiles. For those who do not know what it is, please do some research. Jamaica was not a hurricane. It was a hurricane, because in that area of Jamaica has a major grid. Jamaica had electricity before America. So what they want to do with the south side of Jamaica is to turn it into Silicon Valley style with the AI. And that's the whole purpose of destroying that side.
So
They purposely left the north coast with the tourism and the government offices in place so they could continue to flow. But this part of Jamaica that they destroyed is to control, because it's rich in mineral earth. Just like the cockpit country, rich in mineral earth. All of that. The whole mountain range in Jamaica runs from east to west.
Right.
And all the well, Jamaica is full of oil, natural gas, everything, you name it. And the whole thing is to take Jamaica.
Jackpot.
Yes, the whole thing is to
Haiti,
take Jamaica.
like Africa,
Yes.
you know. Let's just drain their resources.
That's the bottom line.
Take everything they get natural for free. Let's take it and let's capitalize off of it.
Yes.
Hey, I guess that's what you call capitalism. Okay, we have a lot of that going on in this world where people just want to piggyback off of somebody else.
It's more than capitalism. You could call it imperialism.
That too.
Because the oligarchs have never stopped doing what they do. Their philosophy has always been, I came, I saw, I conquer. That concept have never left. It's an Ice Age mentality that has never left since the major Ice Age ended 4,480 BC, when the world went into a paradigm shift and the ice melted in the North Pole and the South Pole. It was I who went there and changed and became a different person. You could say the prodigal son returned. Not to help humanity, but to destroy for vanity. And that's the problem in the world. We need to live together as one, because we are one.
Right.
That's why I said no more wars, no more wars. What are we fighting for? No more wars, no more wars. We're stars that came from afar. So we must eliminate the misconceptions and deceptions and know who we are and live together as one.
Right, because I was told that we was beams of light, and we used to go to these other planets, and you know what I'm saying? Things was different in the beginning.
Yeah, way back when we trekked the galaxies.
Yes.
Okay, see, when I say I'm from a time and space of multi-dimensional galaxies, when the past, the present, and the future, as always, is one. So I will never align myself with modern man's material madness of believing not knowing in this chaotic world of illusions that they have created. So when I said to Socrates, Socrates, I want you to disavow all your ancient knowledge and take this new philosophy that's coming from Greece and Rome. Socrates, or take the vial. Socrates says, give me the vial. I will not bow to your new doctrine of terror lies.
And it continues.
And the Luther continue.
It continues. Let's see. We got people telling poor people what they should eat, but then them same people bombed the country and went to Whataburgers and treated everybody to a Whataburger. So how you telling poor people they shouldn't eat junk food, but all y'all eat is McDonald's and Whataburgers and those type of things?
All that is to killing us softly with the foods.
Oh yeah.
In Jamaica right now, they have Kentucky KFC machines. And we have natural food in Jamaica. Kentucky machines in Jamaica, people can go in and drop money and get Kentucky food to go.
Right.
What nonsense are we living?
Right.
Because we have corrupt governments. We're not looking for the welfare of the other people. Jamaica had one of the lowest cancer rate in the world before the 60s. And now we have one of the highest. Junk food take over the place.
And
junk food, imported food, when we have natural food in natural soil.
And the essence of the energy, because when you cook, and if you're cooking for your family, you're cooking for yourself, it's something that comes over you while you're cooking.
Of course.
Just going and ordering Uber Eats or going to the Kentucky Fried Chicken box, okay, you're losing that right there. You
it's
know what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Because I was leaving my house and I saw a receipt in the thing. When I look, my daughter, she ordered oxtail. And I look at the bill, $28, Uber deliver. And I said, that's crazy. I went to the fish store the other day and I buy 4 kingfish, baby kingfish. And it came to $37.50, and each fish is about this long, by about this.
Right.
And
the tax and the delivery fee.
it's we're killing ourselves. We're killing ourselves.
So $10 is probably for tax, $10 is probably for delivery fees over there. You understand?
We're wasting it. You know?
Right. And the time is just, you know, it's getting to the point of no return for us as people, you know. Just look around.
Yes,
just,
we have to wake up. We have to wake up.
Right. That's why I think whenever you come here, it's very important. I always tell you, we need to push those vibrations out. We need to push that out to them. You know what I'm saying?
We have to share that knowledge. Don't belong to any of us. Knowledge is ancient. It's we have to tap into it because everything is within. Like Dr. King, right? When he got stabbed in Harlem, you know what he said? He says, I have to make God real. I must go within. I must break the chain of psychological slavery. I must be a drum major of truths and rights. And that's when after that Dr. King realized that a lot of his philosophy was not logical. So he went to social to change. And once he shifted to social, they took him out. Because religion, the principles of religion is great. But the powers that be do not practice the principles of religion.
Right.
Because they tell you God and devil. But everything is within you. If you're doing good, you're a goddess or a god. If you're doing bad, you're Satan or the devil. Playing with the words. But any which way, we have a conscience and we have a duality of mind to know what's good and what bad. So if you're embracing a religion and if you're embracing a religion and you're not practicing the principles of it, who are you?
Right.
You can't talk to me.
Right. Okay. And there's a lot of people out there that's talking the talk but not walking the walk.
Like as I said, the principles of all basic religions are good. But the people who control the world does not practice it. And the people who practice it, they go beyond practicing it and they're subservient.
Right.
Because it's all It's so much brainwashing. When I was a little boy, going to church, and they're singing, "It soon be done," all the troubles and trials. When I get home on the other side, I'm going to shake some hand with some elders. I'm going to tell all the people good morning. I'm going to sit down beside my Jesus. I'm going to sit down and rest a little while.
Just
They look at it and said, that was brainwashing.
right.
That was when I was 6, 7, 8 years
And,
old.
yeah,
And I did not fall for it.
right. You're putting it out there in the
Uh-huh, you know?
atmosphere, and it's oppression. Okay.
Then this other song, living he loves me, dying he saves me, buried he carries my sins far away, dying I'm justified, freely forever, one day he's coming, oh glorious day. What kind of bumbleclot nonsense that? Who coming back? Show me somebody that die and come back. Maybe in the energy form but not the physical. So that was looking out there, you know?
Right.
You know, and it's all about control.
Remember, they created their own
Then
Bibles.
since my soul, my Savior gone to thee, how great thou art, oh great thou art. Who is that? Who is that? What is that? It's nonsense, people. Wake up. We're on that ghost spell. Them call it gospel. Wake up.
Right.
Like I said, the principles of all religions are good. Practice the principles and forget the other lies that they tell you. Stories. Yes,
Right.
stories.
Right.
Stories.
Right. But you know, the slave Bible, okay, where they put in there
Yeah.
and
They take the original tablets and they confuse it. Like they tell us Moses and the Ten Commandments, that came from Tutmosis, the regimental pharaoh. What did Tutmosis do? In ancient Egypt, the barbarians were coming in, kidnapping our children, stealing the food, killing the elders. So Tutmosis said, you know what? Let's just remain civilized. Let's make a circle around Egypt, and we go out, we bring the more intelligent back into Egypt, and teach them civics. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, blah, blah. That's ancient documents on the walls of the temple, pyramids of Giza. And modern man take it around and say Moses and the Ten Commandments. They plagiarize everything ancient. Just like artificial intelligence is a bumbleclot lie. It's ancient knowledge.
right. No,
But
sure.
that's why them run the world, man. Crazy for true.
Right. You know, what a terrible time we live in.
Yes.
But we have to live, okay? We have to live, and we have to get past this, and we have to make a change. Okay?
Change is inevitable.
Right. We have-
Change is transformation. Change is transmutation.
right. You know. You see where we at time-wise. We didn't even get a chance to talk about your new project you had going
No,
on.
how much time we have left? How much?
Right here, 10.
10 minutes?
Yeah, man.
Okay, my new album is called The United States of Africa. So I says, we most solemnly declare our rights on this earth to be a nation and to be respected as a nation. We demand the rights and honor as a nation in this time, in which we forward into the infinite new Africa world agenda. We Africans must organize as one, or face total global annihilation. To be continued. The album will be out in 2 weeks. I say no more right now on that one.
Right. But there is a lot more we could say. That's what I was telling you earlier. I was looking at the visuals for the upcoming videos, and I'm like, wow.
They're
you know
coming
what I'm
out
saying?
soon. The album will be out in 2 weeks, you know?
All right.
You know, I have one called Check the Facts. You're from the old school. You keep saying you went to school. But school should be the order of the day. You know, that's one. There's so many of them.
Right.
You know, one called Genocide. Geographically eradicating natural original citizens, indigenous descendants everywhere. Genocide. Geographically eradicating natural original citizens, indigenous descendants everywhere.
Right.
Then I have one called What About the Poor? What about the poor? Me can't take it no more. Me can't take it no more. Flatfoot, on the concrete, no money, no food, and life well funny. Them here one say, man say, to be poor is a crime. And me can't take it no more in this time. You know?
Right.
Different ones.
Right. So how many tracks gonna be on this?
On the track, it gonna be like maybe seven with vocal and five dub tracks.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
You know.
When you have the finished product, you will bring it back and.
Of course. Within 2 weeks.
All right.
The United States of Africa.
And you've been busy like performing wise also. I haven't made it to your showcase, but you do have a showcase.
From time to time, the spring is coming, so I'll
The one in
stay-
Lower Manhattan.
I stay, well, not recently, but I tune you in on the other shows that coming very soon. Very soon. I've been busy in the studio getting a new album together.
Right, because,
So when I'm in the studio, I shy away from shows, but now the album is in completion stage, I'll be ready for the world.
All right.
To I and I global friends,
Live
fans,
performances.
and families. Look out for my new album, The United States of Africa. When I say United States of Africa, the ancient Moorish empires, some call us Moorish, some call us Nubians, some call us Cushites, some call us Abyssinians, but whatever you call it, we are one people. Because before the name Africa, the word was Akebulan. The word Africa comes from a Roman general called Africanus. So a lot of the word that we use is deceptive. Like the word Egypt. The word is not the right word is Kemet or Mizraim. The word Egypt means sunburned people. They change up the narratives and everything, so we don't know who we are, but we are one.
Confusion.
We're the ancient Kushite. Kush! It's your time now. Kush! Your time to receive the button, the relay. We must no longer falter to the detriments of colonialism. That's why we say one Africa at home and abroad. When I say abroad, I mean the diasporas. We're everywhere. We were known as the ancient Moors. And we traveled way over. Because 30,000 years ago, we came to this side. We're called the Olmec. And you could find an Olmec head in Mexico, looking just like me and you. So they hide all the ancient stuff. So from the Olmecs, you break down to Incas, Maya, Aztec,
They definitely
Blackfoot, all the different,
the Mayas,
they call
they
it,
definitely love the Mayas.
Taino, Caribou, they just changed up all the names, but it was actually one indigenous original people. Highly melanated, but they've hidden the stuff. When a little boy, them tell about Arawaks and Caribs, and they made the Carib look light and made the Arawak look dark. And so the Caribs defeated the Arawak. So they flipped the script to match the modern agenda, because what happened in the 17th century, the Pope ordered the professors in Europe to plagiarize all ancient knowledge, not to give people the total truth, change the conscripts, change the geography. Like, for example, North Africa, before it was like the Nile Delta, it's like land developed and all of that developed north of Morocco, right? And then I'll say Middle East, North Africa, or can be Middle of East. I'm just telling you the game that they played. There's no such thing as Middle East. It's a bomber clot lie.
Those people don't really even understand that they're African.
Yeah.
You understand? That's the crazy thing.
They hide the truths.
Right. So they need to take heed to what's happening in present day and realize where they are attacking and bombing. This is what people not noticing there.
You have to understand that all major wars are fought along the 33rd latitude. The 33rd latitude, I'm going to give you a history of it. The 33rd latitude goes through Hollywood. The word Hollywood is a Moorish word, means magic wand. So it goes through Hollywood. You go to the Mojave Desert, Area 51, where they do the experiments. You keep going through Memphis, Phoenix, Atlanta, Charlotte, North Carolina, Azores, Tunisia, Morocco, Beirut, Palestine, Baghdad, Kabul, Afghanistan, the DMZ zone in between North and South Korea. it goes through Baghdad, Hiroshima. So Hiroshima was the first place that got bombed in World War II. I know the whole 33rd latitude is being bombarded now. Why? Because the 33rd latitude is a major latitude that take you from the atmosphere to the biosphere. All spacecrafts going out of the atmosphere must go up the 33rd latitude in order to ascend into where our ancestors came from. So they better be careful what they're going for and looking for. Because they claim that they went to the moon and 50 years later they're still not back. As a matter of fact.
They capped us with that. They capped
in
us.
1996, when I said the moon was the closest to Earth, me and my son went to Reese Beach in Brooklyn. No, and I'm looking, no, I said Mars would be the closest to Earth. I'm looking at Mars, and what I see Stonehenge, and pyramids, and water. That's what I see on Mars with my eyes, 1996. So I know we've been all over the place, but they're trying to hide it. But, you know, what's been hidden must come forth.
Right. Okay, and we're not talking about Elon Musk.
No, forget about those
his
guys.
space stuff.
No.
And trying to transfer people to these other
Well, that's what
so-called planets.
Their plan is a thing called a blueprint for a prison planet, where they plan to
go.
colonize Earth and control us and live up there. That's their plan.
Yeah.
But it's not going to work. Our ancestors are watching, and we're looking, and they're waiting. Yes.
Right. You see that rockets fall out the sky, the planes fall out the sky.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
That's when your hands is too short. They don't realize that.
Hey. Yeah, man.
It's
I
needed.
say.
Yes, I say it's needed.
Yeah.
You know, all of these illness and sickness and, you know, the slouchiness that comes over people, once they hear them beats, okay, your body start moving on its own.
Yeah, because the drum sound resonates, and every sound is a decibel of music.
Yes. And music can heal.
That, right?
Yep.
That's why in ancient times, when they took away our drums, we